I am going to rant and rave a little bit about taking back your power. If you have not listened to it already, there's an amazing podcast that me and Molly Nichols did. It's a two-part series. I highly suggest you listen to that. Here in the community, you have early access to it. So when you guys see this upload this week, here on the podcast and YouTube videos, um, this is going to come out much later, so Molly's episodes are pretty old. Um, Definitely listen to them. They're very, very empowering. But one of the things that we both really truly feel is that we give away our power when we're dealing with fertility issues, and we don't realize it because we have never been taught to stand in our own power, in our own intuition, in our own knowing. I definitely believe that we have kind of almost been conditioned not to know this stuff, because if we did, there are so many areas of the medical system that would not exist if we knew this. So I can talk from very personal experience because I didn't know any of this when I was 27, and when I started trying to conceive, I didn't realize that that I had complete power over my situation through the things that I did mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And that when I was seeking help, rightly or wrongly, this is not a judgment call, and I went through this. When I was seeking help and not following my intuition and not following my inner guidance while using this help, I was literally handing my power. Here, fix me. Here, supplements, fix me. Here, medical system, fix me. Um, do something that my body innately knows how to do, but isn't doing for me right now. I don't know how to take control, so you just do it for me. Um, I f- I went through that for years. I see a lot of people do that, and even when they enter into my coaching, it's very much, especially discovery calls, it's very much they want me to come on and say, this is exactly what you need to do. Which there is a little bit of that. There is guidance in like getting on the right diet, on the right supplementation, becoming aware of like what area you need to hyper focus on. But true coaching is getting you to tap into your intuition and you really empowering your power and making decisions from a very confident place, or decisions that feel right to you, even if you feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is crazy. Everyone thinks I'm like super out of the box, but you are like, no, this feels right to me, even though it might be scary, it might be out of the box. This feels good to me, and I'm going to try it. This is you taking your power back. So even if you are dealing with an issue that you need medical assistance for, or that you even choose to use medical assistance for, if you go in it feeling really strong about what you can control, which is your diet, your lifestyle, a lot of your environmental toxins, I know not all of them, your stress levels, your sleep, your mental and emotional health, your outlook, dealing with past traumas. If you take your power back and start doing those things step by step, adding, layering on these things, because it's a lot. Don't try to do it all at once, but you can move into the assistance of a health coach, of a fertility doctor, of an OBGYN, of an acupuncturist, even owning your power and just allowing them to be a facilitator of guidance and support, instead of going, here, fix me. Because the truth of the matter is you're the only one that can fix you. And it's the same for husbands. It's the exact same. If they are having sperm issues, they need to find where the inflammation and the oxidative stress are and take control. So if they're smoking, cigarettes or weed or vaping, if they're drinking, if they have a poor diet, if they're super stressed out, if they have a crazy job schedule. Those are all things that contribute to low egg quality, poor morphology, mobility, and there's like another one of the sperm. But these are all things that you need to take control over. And so this is the same thing for reoccurring miscarriages. You have to take that power back in the sense that you know your body's ability. You know you can get and stay pregnant. So what tipped you, and if you haven't seen, there's like a fertility line that I talk about on TikTok. It's pinned on Instagram. It's pinned as well. It's here within the community. But there's this line, and most of us are hovering around this line. And I'm not just talking about people with fertility issues as well. In the past, our society, we never really overthought fertility issues because we were so above that line. We took fertility for granted, rightly so. So we have slowly come down as a society. And when you got had an ease of getting pregnant before, you were hovering above this line, right? Now, the reality is if you didn't realize you had quote unquote issues with normal stuff, not fertility, because fertility issues is just a symptom of other health issues, right? The only people that can really claim like infertility are people with like no uterus, no ovaries, no fallopian tubes. Your fertility issues stem from somewhere else in your body. So if you can think about normal and common health issues before pregnancy or in your childhood, in your teen years, in your 20s, and then you got pregnant easily, and they most likely worsened. You're looking at thyroid issues, you're looking at gut health issues, you're looking at your adrenals, and everything is top to bottom, right? We got to remember your hypothalamus, your pituitary, your penile, your thyroid, your adrenals, your liver, and your gut, and obviously other functions all control your fertility. Your fertility does not work on its own. Your ovaries don't work on its own. It's part of an endocrine system. So when you're dealing with secondary infertility, you have just been pushed over the edge, most likely due to all the normal and common health issues just getting worse because the pressure of pregnancy and birth and having a child are so much more than anyone ever talks about. And this is why we're seeing a lot of secondary infertility now. We're seeing a lot of reoccurring miscarriages because people are hovering around this line. And instead of focusing massively on cellular health, pushing us up above this line, we're just focusing on like, oh, well, it's just fertility. Let's hyper focus on that. So stepping outside of that box and realizing that you can gain your power back by getting the awareness of where your fertility issues actually are, you can start really taking control of your journey and where you want to go, and making like really educating and empowering decisions out of knowledge and confidence instead of like being fearful, right? Like I know a lot of the decisions I made during IVF, especially in the beginning, were just out of fear base. And once I started gaining this knowledge, it was easier for me to like space out time between my fertility treatments because I wasn't in a fearful space anymore. Like I have this knowledge and I know that, like time's already passed anyways. I'm not going to be the young mom I thought I was going to be. I let go of all the expectations that society and the world around us are like, you have to do this by this and you have to have it this way. And there's nothing you can do to improve your situation. Like all of that is like complete BS. So yeah, taking your power back is so, so important. I'm here live on TikTok too. So yes, I am taking questions. So if you have a question, I'll definitely answer them. So how can you take your power back? How can you step into that zone? So first and foremost, you need to be willing to step outside of the box. You need to be willing to take risks, I say, in the crazy, I'm lost for a word on what word I want to use, but like that you can change your situation through diet, through mental and emotional health, through healing traumas, through sleep, through exercise, through movement, through mindset, through your belief system. These are all really important things that only you can do and start changing for yourself. So intermission. So I don't know what, so I'm wondering if that's like a skin condition. Obviously you said scarred in my skin. So, yes, if you have a skin issue, it absolutely can be contributing to your fertility issues, and it's most likely stemming from your gut health. And when you have low gut health, it stems from stress and from your food and environmental toxins. So it absolutely can be contributing to that. Any autoimmune issues as well. Okay, so my fertility doctor recommended keto and low glycemic food. One of the worst pieces of advice they can give a woman who is trying for a baby. Keto is put you in ketosis. I mean, let me refrain that. It can be supportive for some women who have certain types of PCOS, but I know for a fact that when you're in ketosis too often, you'll literally lose your cycle. It happened to me. It happens to many athletes when they do it. So it's really important to know if keto is the right diet for you. It can be supportive, but to be honest, if I'm brutally honest, keto and vegan are the worst two diets for fertility, unless they are very well done and under like someone who knows what they're doing, not just a fertility doctor that's read it in a book and say you should try it. I know a lot of fertility doctors do that, which isn't cool. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Yeah, so this is the really hard part, and there's actually I'm pretty sure it's out on YouTube. I think it's like why you should take a break when you're trying to conceive. When when you're hovering around this fertility line, right? This isn't perfection, this isn't health. You are at a higher risk of having miscarriages, right? Because you're just around this line, which is like borderline can get pregnant, but can you stay pregnant? And when we try naturally without really giving our body time to heal, you are just at a greater risk of reoccurring miscarriages. So it's really shitty advice, but what I say is stop trying to conceive. I know that there's science kind of not proven, but a lot of people say it, that you're more fertile when after a miscarriage for whatever the hormones or whatever that is. Yes, that is a possibility, but the other possibility is if you are dealing with long-term fertility issues, having failed IVFs, having reoccurring miscarriages, you're probably dipping below that fertility line. And I would not say that it's a good thing to try right after a miscarriage. I would say give your body time to heal and get as far above that line as you possibly can, or feel ready to take a break. Like I know when I suggest this to people, or I was just on a discovery call today, and I'm always truthful, and sometimes the truth hurts. It's like this, you have major gut health issues. You should not go for another round of IVF for a solid 6 months, because it takes about a month to get you on the right path, the right diet, the right like rest and recovery, just getting all these things dialed in, the right supplementation. then we need minimum 2 months of that supplementation and that diet and all those things to start dramatically lowering that inflammation and that oxidative stress. And then 3 months, because it takes 3 months for an egg to mature. So you definitely need to just give it time.